Hello, it is Thursday, November 1st, 2018. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 162. Thank you so much for coming and spending a few minutes of your time with me. And if you are new, thank you. I hope that you find something of entertainment and inspiration, and if so, that you will go down there and click that subscribe button, click the thumbs up button, and share it, and I'll thank you so much. And if you're returning, thank you so much. If there was a button that I could click to say thumbs up because you watched, I would do it. What? Okay. In social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter. I am One Fine Design, the #1 on Facebook and Etsy. And I am Doris M. Smith, all lowercase and smooshed together on Instagram. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl Podcast group. The group is linked in the down bar below. Also, you can find show notes for this podcast on knitandpurl-doris.blogspot.com. Also linked down below. You don't have to remember all these, and my social medias. If you click in the show notes, all the links to my social medias are right on top. So you can go over there, find me, click them, and follow me, and I'll follow you back. I do a podcast. Every podcast I do birthday shout outs for members of the Ravelry group. We have 2 birthdays upcoming between November 1st and November 14th. We have Chameleon Crafter, who is Azizi. I hope I said that right. Her birthday is on the 9th of November. And we have Owl Stitch. Their birthday is on the 14th of November. So happy birthday. I hope that you have a wonderful birthday, that you get to spend time with friends and family, and that you get good fibery gifts, and that if you want to sit and knit all day, you'll get the opportunity to do that. Or craft, how about that? And that you enjoy your version of a birthday cake. Happy birthday. Thanks. That was weird. Sorry. And also, it is out later than normal, and it is a very rainy day, so the lighting is crazy, and I realize that my glasses kind of do crazy things to my cheeks. I hope that's not too distracting to you all, but really there's nothing I can do about it. So that brings us to October Pink Along, which is now until November 15th. We're doing a Pink Along for breast cancer awareness, knit along, crochet along. I am knitting the Survivor Shawl, and if you also knit that pattern, you will get 2 entries into the knit along. The pattern is linked in the show notes if you want to go look at it. And if you can knit a shawl in 14 days. Okay, you get 2 entries. Okay. The prize for the knit along is some of my hand spun pink and purple. I'm waiting for it to there it is. It's so pretty. It is from Anzula Luxury Fibers. It is 85% superwash merino, 16% sparkling stellina. And it is how many? 238 yards of a 2-ply. The green is just the tie. This is what it looks like. So get that pink, those pink projects knitted so that you can have a chance to win this luscious hand spun fiber. Okay. The rules are you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. Having had start your project October 1st and complete it, I'm lost, and post it by November 15th. Knit or crochet something with at least 200 yards of yarn in pink or something that is at least 50% pink yarn. Chatter is welcome and encouraged on the thread. I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in my show notes. Have fun, and as you knit or crochet, think about somebody that you know who is battling breast cancer or is a survivor. Winner will be drawn by random number generator on the episode after the close of the knit along. So that brings us to Story of the Week and Stash Enhancement. Oh my goodness. So over the last 2 weeks I've finished a few things, and last Thursday Ted and I had a date night and we went and saw David Cook at the Old Rock House here in St. Louis and had a nice supper, and it was really, really wonderful. I had a really good time. Ted enjoyed being out amongst people. He doesn't really care for David Cook's music, but he humored me through it. And I got some stash enhancement. Remember last week I was kind of mopey about not getting to go or not ever going to Rhinebeck, and however seeing all, the people going and all of that. Last Rhinebeck weekend and after I did a little stashing, and they all came in the mail today. I needed a US 6 47-inch circular for one of my projects, so that came today. I got a Knit Pro Zing US 6 4mm 47-inch circular. That you will see the project that I needed this for in the whips. I'll get that later. Saturday, after watching all the Rhinebeck updates on Instagram, 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Whenever Rhinebeck was. And I have finished a couple things of fiber in the last month, so I decided I needed to replenish my stash, and I went to Yarn Geek Fibers because I love her stuff, and I got 2 bumps of Targhee. This one, it came today as well. This one is Targhee, and it is called A Slice of Lemon Wrapped Around a Golden Brick. This is my 3rd time having this color. I think I knit a hat with the first one. The second one was given as either a Christmas gift or a podcast gift. I don't know. So this one is actually going to be for me, I hope. It's beautiful. I love it. Come the middle of winter when we want something bright and cheery. This might have to be on my wheel. But also, I got another Targhee with this color, which is called I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. And it's 100% Targhee. They're both 4 ounces. Yarn Geek Fibers. If you've never heard of her and never seen her work, you must. It's 4-ounce braid. Each of them is a 4-ounce braid. So I'm looking forward to spinning these. But they might have to stay on my stash for a little while so I can enjoy looking at them and thinking what I'm going to do with them. I'm sure they're going to be two-plied and marled. Okay, what am I doing? So then, I was watching a podcast. Okay, I'm just going to set this over here for now. One of my favorite podcasts, and they were at Rhinebeck, and they were updating their shop after Rhinebeck, and I was able to snag a bag. Can you tell me whose bag this is? I'm so excited. Oh, wrong side. Yes, I got a fat squirrel bag. I forgot to mute my phone. Likely spam. Sorry about that. Let me just do that right now. I got a fat squirrel bag. It's got coffee cups and fall foliage. And it's beautiful, and I'm so happy. It's got a beautiful handle. Everybody knows Fat Squirrel, Amy Beth, and her bags. Inside is just plain. So that's all I got. That was my non-Rhinebeck weekend. It's my Rhinebeck haul, okay? Okay. Let's move into the finished objects. First finished object is some yarn. Okay, where's the tag? It's 176 yards of 2-ply. This is the peacock bat that I got for Christmas last year from Ted. I actually split up the bat and spun it in color sections, and then I chain plied it. It's chain ply, not a 2-ply. I'll try to get you a good representation of the colors, but okay. There's blue and green and gold and this brown and lots of sparkle. And this is striped because like I said, I chain plied it. It's not my best spin. It's like a little thick and thin, and it's got these noobs in it that were problematic for me, but this is it. I'll show you the tag. It's from Stephen B's. It's called Peacock. And it has superwash and non-superwash merino, Firestar, Angelina, excuse me, silk and bamboo. All of those things. And every time I came to the silk knoll, I wanted to pick it out. And to be honest, my knit truth, my spinning truth is that the last bit, when I would come to it and it wasn't nicely done, I took it out. That is one finished object. And the second finished object is my flax. I finished this the Sunday after my last podcast. The flax is a paid for or free pattern on Ravelry by Tin Can Knits. I used US 7s and 9s, I think, but honestly I think I only used the 7s up here, and then I did 9s on all the other ribbing. I didn't change, which is fine. Here's my sleeves. The sleeves was what I finished, and I wish, if you go on Instagram, you will see pictures of the full sweater. It's big, it's roomy, it's t-shirt, it's like sweatshirty, and I love it. And the yarn I used was Everyday Basic 100% acrylic yarn from Walmart. The yarn, 3 balls, which I didn't completely use all the balls of each color, were $1.97 a skein. So this is a $6 sweater, and I love it. I'll show you the sleeves again. The sleeves are a little bit below the elbow. Cute. That is my finished objects. Works in progress. In this Christmas bag that I'm not sure where I got it from. And I don't know why this project's in a Christmas bag. It just is. I think I had the yarn in the bag because I was going to use it for a Christmas gift, and then I changed my mind. This is the Survivor Shawl, which is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry by Sarah Baller, if I'm saying it right. The pattern was gifted to me by a lovely viewer. Thank you very much. The yarn I'm using is from Loops and Threads. There's the name of the type of yarn it is. KAI. The colorway is Happy. It's pinks, it's different shades of pink. The needles I'm using is a US 7. I'm doing the medium size shawl. And needles are the Knit Pro Zings interchangeable. The 7. So, and I got, I think these are 32 inch, and there's a lot of stitches on this needles. So I'm going to show you as best I can. This is what I have. I think I have to put on 90 some more stitches before I'm ready to start the patterning of the shawl. So you could tell that it's kind of marled. And there's where I was last time you saw it. So yeah, I got some work done on it. Not a lot, because I was preoccupied this week, which you'll see very shortly. So, and also I noticed as I was knitting on it earlier this week, that, my friends, is a drop stitch. And I don't know how it happened. Next time I pick this up, I need to check my count, my stitch count, and make sure that I'm all good on that. But this is what I have so far. I'm not showing you the log cabin blanket because I didn't pick it up this week. But and the other object that you have seen is the Chevron Baby Blanket, which is a free pattern. Oh, 4 rows. Maybe 4 rows. but I want to show it. Okay. Free pattern on Ravelry by Espatrico. Linked in the show notes. You can go look at it. The yarn I'm using is a Lion Brand Mandala in the Gnome colorway, and wait a minute, lost again. Addi Turbo US 5 3.75, and I actually only did about 4 rows, but here it's still in the purple. It's a baby blanket for my niece who's having a baby in December. Oops. It'll get done, and they'll get it when it's done. Because there's a project that has taken up a lot of my knitting this week. There's this. The last time this was seen, I had just finished my first bit of color work there, and then for some reason I put it away. It was like right here. I put it away and I didn't pick it up until Monday of a week ago Monday. I started knitting it again. When I pulled it out of the bag, I thought, well, let me see what size I was knitting and try to figure out if I'm going to rip this out and start it over, or if I'm just going to go with it. And I just went with it. That's actually the back of the pattern. That's where you do short rows. That's the back, and this is the front. And the stitches are all bunched up right now, so it looks a lot smaller than it will be after it's stretched. But you guys, let me tell you what the pattern is, and then we'll talk about all this stuff. I'm so excited. This is the Knittle-Chick Swan Show, which is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. The yarn I'm using is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in. This is called Heather, Blossom Heather. And then this is called Fairy Tale. So it's like a maroon. Purpley, it's not showing up true color. It's a purpley maroon color. Then we have Everglade Heather. And the final color is Winter Night. And it's like a light or a dark royal blue or navy, a light navy. Wool of the Andes. Wool of the Andes is a light worsted, so I figured I could use it for this pattern. However, I'm thinking it might be a little more bulky than most. But here it is. I'm using a US 7. Oh no. A US the pattern calls for US 4s here and US 6s. And it's out right now, it's on a 40-inch circular, and there's 360 stitches on the needle right now, and at the next increase there will be 450 stitches. So that's why I got that needle that's on the floor down there, is because, yeah, it's going to have, at the end and before separating, there's going to be over 500 stitches on the needle. So, and this kind of looks Christmassy, doesn't it, in the camera? But I love the jewel tones with the light pink, and I can't wait. But I knit this in a little over a week. I got this much done. And another thing about this is, I've never done color work, ever. Number 2, my knit secret on this one for knitting color work, I don't hold both yarns. I knit with one, I drop it, I pick up the next color, and I knit the stitches. I drop it and I pick up the next. So I watched a couple people doing color work tutorials, and what the first lady said, you know, if you're comfortable just holding the yarn you're knitting with and drop it, it's okay. So that's what I've been doing, and it seems to be just fine. So my knit truth is I don't hold both yarns at the same time. There is some yarn management issues that are not a problem for me. So this, is showing up red, but it's actually a maroon color. These are all like a jewel tone colors. And then the pink. Here's where I am. I've been wanting to knit this pattern since the first time I saw it. And I kept looking at it and kept looking at it and just like, I want that, I want that, I want that. Like I said, I'm not sure why I put this away. There must have been some other project that was taking my time, and then it became too warm and I just put it away. But this past Monday, I'm like, I'm getting it out and I'm gonna do it. Especially after finishing the other sweater. So, that's it. That's all the works in progress. I do have a Pinterest find. Sorry for reaching out a screen, but I wanted to get my phone because I don't want to pick up this. Sorry. Hi, you guys. Is that it? Survivor? Yep, that's it. So Pinterest is it's actually something that you all might want to go look at if you are knitting or crocheting gifts for Christmas. This is a printable labels wrap around your knitted items that will say, probably you could put on there how to care for the item. But isn't that pretty? Isn't that a nice thing? Pinterest, link in the show notes. You can click on and go look at it yourself. But there it is. Okay, I think that is all I have today. So, thank you again for spending a few minutes of your time with me. And for following along. And, so finally, in the down bar below, and in the bottom of the show notes is a link to my Etsy store. Please go over, have a look around, like a few things, and if you find something that you can't live without, I will happily sell it to you and ship it to you as soon as possible. You might find a Christmas gift for a family, person, or a friend, and I will make sure that it gets there. If you want something a certain color or whatever, and I can do it for you, I can do that as well. So that's it. That's all I have today. So I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. Bye, you guys. Thanks a lot.